I think one of the more creative things that I want to do in the future is develop spacecraft that are reliant on a different method other than, the rocket technology where you take two fuels, you have your oxidizer and you have your fuel, and you mix them together and fire them up and blast them out of a nozzle. I think that method is okay for doing basic things like sending up satellites and, transporting people to the space station. But if you want to go to places that are outside of our solar system, you're going to need something more advanced than that. You're going to have to figure out how to use matter itself as the propulsion method. And an idea I was talking about with my father is, he's an engineer, is the actual craft, okay? It has to be able to have the craft itself as the fuel and the method for propulsion. I don't know if that makes any sense, but basically what you have is you have a rocket, which has the craft, then you have the fuel, and then you have the method for propulsion, which is the fuel comes out of the nozzle at a very high rate of velocity. Okay? Now, I think a lot of craft that we're going to develop in the future don't have all three of those. They're going to be massively simplified because there's too many moving parts in something like that. Too many things can break. Too many things can go wrong. It takes so much time just to get one rocket up. The craft we're going to be developing are going to take all three of those, the rocket, or the fuel, the rocket itself and the fuel, and the way it propels itself, and combine all three into one. The craft itself is going to be both its fuel and its method of propulsion, because we're going to understand things about matter which are much more advanced in the future. We're going to make discoveries which haven't been made yet. Don't let the scientists of establishment fool you. It's not all figured out. They don't know what they're doing yet. They can't explain magnetism or gravity. They just dodge it, and then they ridicule you if you go against their Saint Einstein. But I guarantee you all that stuff is incorrect. There are more advanced understandings that we have yet to discover. For instance, look at superconductivity. We didn't even know something like that even existed back in like the 1700s. We didn't even know the concept of superconductivity existed. What other concept doesn't even exist yet? That's what I'm saying. There's probably something really strange about matter that we have yet to figure out. And thinking that rockets are going to take us to the stars, that's completely outdated. Rockets can do... Think of rockets as you would, I don't know, a horse-drawn carriage. They thought horse-drawn carriages were going to be all over the streets, but then somebody came around and invented a car. It was a novelty at first, and then it became much more serious. And then boom, would you look at it, I'm in a car right now. Same thing with rockets. Those are the horse-drawn carriages. We think we're going to use rockets for everything? No, somebody's going to come around and invent a technology that we're going to use a lot more of. And it's going to be much more effective, and it's going to be a lot cheaper. Alright, I want to make some videos, some presentations on a whiteboard, which are going to explain how I think those things work. I know a lot of people are in denial that they even exist. I'm already over that. I've been over that for 5 years now. They're there. We have to study them. We have to figure out how they work. Oh yeah, today is March 4th, 2015.